So in the last week, we were discussing from chapter 15, wherein while the four Kumaras were trying to enter into Vaikuntha, Jaya and Vijaya, the two gatekeepers of the seventh gate, though no one objected the four Kumaras to enter into Vaikuntha while they are passing through first gate, second gate, all the way up to sixth gate. But when they came to seventh gate, they saw the two gatekeepers. They're already angry. Their faces are looking very angry looking, and they stopped these four Kumaras. No, you can't go inside. The four Kumaras are such a personalities whose age is as old as, who are as old as Brahma, but looking like 5 years old boys. They were never stopped. And they are such a qualified person that they can go anywhere and everywhere within the entire universe. And for the first time in their life, they are stopped by two gatekeepers. The four Kumaras could not take it. They actually became very angry that how can you stop us? For what purpose you are stopping us? And more than that, they were very eager to have darshan of Lord Vishnu. They heard so much about Lord Vishnu from Lord Brahma and Narada Muni. After a long time now, they are coming to Vaikuntha to have a darshan of Lord Vishnu, and they are stopped. And while they are being stopped, the entire Vaikuntha was are witnessing them. It is too much. If only they are there, they are stopped, they will take it. But in front of everyone, if they are stopped, who will take it? So then they are very angry. Because of all these different reasons, they are very angry. First of all, they don't deserve to be stopped. And they are as old as Lord Brahma. And they are given entry into every place and they are welcomed actually. What to speak of given entry? They are much more than the Brahmanas. We'll understand in the 16th chapter why it is. So, and they are eager to have darshan of Lord Vishnu, and is happening in front of all other Vaikuntha Vasis. They are very unhappy with this entire scenario. And now in the next 3 verses, the four Kumaras will curse the Jaya Vijaya, the two gatekeepers. And then the gatekeepers will beg forgiveness from the four Kumaras. So in the meantime, Lord Vishnu comes. Seems that things are going out of control. Lord Vishnu himself comes to the seventh gate, where the four Kumaras had beautiful darshan of the Supreme Lord. They offer prayers. And that is the subject matter of the rest of the chapter. So today we'll be discussing all these verses. There are 50 verses in this chapter. We'll be discussing up to 50th verse. So today will be lot of discussion will be there. So kindly be patient. Munaya ochuhu kovam ihaitya bhagavat priyacharya yochais. (32) Taddarminam nivasatam vishama svabhava tasmin prashanta purushe gata vigrahevam kovatmavat kuhakayo parishankaniya. The translation.
The Supreme Personality of God is not the movie. So both of the elements of him. These two persons are like themselves.
So when somebody is entering into somebody's property, if somebody stopped, the gatekeeper stops. What was the intention of stopping? Okay, from the master's point of view, to protect. From the visitor's point of view, what do they think about the visitors? And no, not like that. Because they don't know about the visitors. Who are they? So how can they allow? They could be friends, they could be enemies, they could be dangerous, they could be going to hurt something like that. So for the most protection of the master, the gatekeeper will not allow. So like that, if you think now, the Kumaras are going to give a solid reason. Before cursing, they will give the solid reason why they are going to curse. The Kumaras are saying that, what is this irregular nature of yours exhibited among the inhabitants of Vaikunta, who have natures like the Lord's, achieved by intense service? By executing intense Tivra Bhakti, one comes to Vaikunta. And Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says that, Anta Kalecha Mameva Smaran Muktva Kalevaram. Madbhava means, yeah, Prayati is Madbhavam. Madbhava means my nature. Like Sarupya, Samipya, etc. Visena. Well, they will also have this quality similar to me, like me, something like that. Kumar is saying that those who come to Vaikunta after intense bhakti, and they are supposed to be having the same qualities as that of the Lord. And what is the nature of the Lord? Samoham Sarvabhuteshu Namay Deshosina Priya. For Lord, everyone is equal. He has no enemy. So in that sense, when he has no, for Lord at least there is no enemy. Everyone is friend only. हाँ उनके लिए सेवा चाहिए ना, गेटकीपर के लिए सेवा चाहिए. गेटकीपर जरूरत नहीं, बट गेटकीपर के लिए सेवा चाहिए, इसलिए गेटकीपर. So now Kumar are saying that the Lord is friendly towards everyone. From Lord's point of view, there is no one is enemy for Lord. People may think that Lord is my enemy. Asuras may think that Lord is my enemy. But Lord does not think. So then, Lord's associates also should have same behavior. How can you people find fault with us? There is no chance that Lord will consider somebody to be his enemy. How can you consider that we are Lord's enemies? Huh? The Lord is peaceful, devoid of fighting nature. आप लोग fight करने के लिए तैयार हो गए. But you cheaters who think everyone is a cheater like yourself, mistrust everyone. You people are actually cheaters, and you think everyone cheater like you. Atmavat mannate jagat. ऐसे लगता है हमको. So thus you don't have any trust in anyone. You are thinking that we are going to trouble the Lord, we are going to harm the Lord, we are going to kill the Lord, we are going to raise the weapons against the Lord. That's why stopping us not entering into Vaikunta. So like that, Kumaras are arguing, not arguing, they are analyzing the situation. Because they were afflicted with anger, they first criticized the doorkeepers, the four Kumaras. Among those who have qualities similar to the Lord's, Tad Dharminam, living very close to the Lord, Samipya. Tad Dharmina means Sarupya, living close to the Lord, Samipya. What is this irregular nature of stopping Brahmanas from entering in opposition to the Lord's nature? Lord is glorified as Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha. Lord himself worships the Brahmanas, and you people are stopping the Brahmanas entering into Vaikunta. So what is this? This is completely against to the nature of the Supreme Lord. 100 degrees opposite. But the Kumaras, the gatekeepers might say that, but the enemies of the Lord, disguised as Brahmanas, trying to enter into Vaikunta by deceit. We should question them first and then allow them to enter. We are the gatekeepers. We have all rights, whom to allow inside, whom not to allow inside. And we don't know, we are not sure. Externally, you may be looking like Brahmanas. What is the guarantee that you are actual Brahmanas? We need to test. We need to check all the identities, everything. So I came to my mind. We need to check your ID proof and passport, etc. before entering into our country. Something like that. So then the four Kumaras said that no, you two are deceitful, pretend to be devotees. They're saying that actually you two are not devotees. You two people are pretend to be devotees. You are not fit to be the gatekeepers. These people are doubtful about their identity, and they are telling that you are doubting us because you yourself are not a Vaishnava. That's why you're doubting on everyone. So like, you are the enemies of the Lord, showing disrespect for the Brahmanas, lack of peace and a fighting nature. No one else but you should be distrusted by the Lord. There is no harm to the Lord from four of us. Actually, you two are harmful to the Lord. Thinking the whole world is like yourself. Atmavat manyate jagat. You cheaters mistrust all others, but you alone are not trustworthy. So like that, they are criticizing the two gatekeepers. See, they are very small boys, externally looking at least, and they are very eager to see the Lord, and they are coming from far distance, and they are stopped. They became angry. It's natural. When small kids are going inside, if somebody stops, they start shouting, crying, and kicking. They can't understand why somebody is stopping. They don't want any reasoning. Still, they are small kids. No? Small kids are supposed to be allowed entry everywhere. They cannot be stopped by anyone. So it's like that. That's how they are responding. How dare you to stop us? You think we are the enemies of the Lord? You are the pretenders, or you are the imposters, something like that. Now they continue further. Nahi antaram bhagavati hasamasta kukshao atmanam nabo nabasiva dhira pashyanti yatra yuvayo suralingino kim. व्युत्पादितं हि उदरभेदि भयं यतोऽस्य So now the Kumaras further say, the wise jnanis, the people who are in knowledge, who is who, do not see the jiva to be different from the Lord in Vaikuntha. Mamai vamsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. The jnanis, the perfected jnanis, at least the Siddha Purushas who enter into Vaikuntha, such kind of people, they don't see the difference between the Supreme Lord and Jivatma. In one sense, in the sense that it is not that both are same. In quality, they are not different. In the previous verse only we saw them. Ed Dharminam, Tad Dharminam. Both of them should be having same nature. So in that way. Wo to obhi Swarupa Mukti. Who holds within his abdomen the whole universe, the Supreme Lord, holds the entire universe within his abdomen. And now, just as the air in a part is non-different from the air in the great sky, for what reasons do you fear for the safety of the Lord? If at all you people think that we are the servants of the Lord, we need to protect, some intruders are coming into our territory and they're going to harm the Lord, they're going to raise weapon and going to attack the Lord, something like that you may think. You think Lord is such powerless? The entire universe is there within the womb of the Lord, within the abdomen of the Lord, and somebody from within that universe come and attack the abdomen of the Lord. How is it possible? You are estimating Lord's power so insignificant? Something like that. They are criticizing. Fools, please listen. Those whom you mistrust are within the Lord, are within the abdomen of the Lord. For the whole universe is within him. Samasta Kukshav. Entire universe is within the abdomen of the Supreme Lord. And I am also, we four also part of that universe only. And we are going to harm the Lord. The wise jnanis do not see the difference between all jivas and the Lord here in Vaikuntha, who hold the jivas within him, just as the sky in the part is within the great sky. So one jiva is compared to the sky within the part. The Supreme Lord's abdomen is compared to the entire sky. So within the abdomen of the Lord only all of us are there, and all of us like one small matka. How can small matka will disturb the entire sky? So like that. For what reason do you, dressed as devotees, fear that someone will come and pierce the abdomen of the Lord? Please tell us first. They're asking us, who are you? To tell us who has the courage to come and take a knife and hit on the abdomen of the Lord, or attack the Lord with the abdomen, with the knife. So like that. Actually, the consciousness of the jiva with its nature of meager dependent knowledge differs from the consciousness of the Supreme Lord, endowed with unlimited auspicious qualities such as his inherent omniscience, like the difference of heat derived from the sun. So jiva is like the one pulling of the sunlight, one small ray of the sun, and Supreme Lord is like the sun. We are not supposed to compare both, but the four Kumaras are comparing them to be equal because they are from Jnana Marga. So Jnana Marga they see equally. See the Jivatma Paramatma equally. So in that way. But the speakers were Jnanis in the line of the Jnanis. To achieve the perfection of liberation, attained through non-dual knowledge by identifying sameness of consciousness, while at the same time showing complete difference of the Lord and the Jiva, who are conscious entities from the matter. The example of the great sky used to explain the Lord and the Jiva is not inappropriate for them. Because four Kumaras are coming from the Jnani Sampradaya, giving such kind of example is not a bad example. Because they say like that. Qualitatively, both Lord and Jiva are same, but they also quantitatively different. The Lord is compared to the huge sky, the Jivatma is compared to a matka, sky in the matka. So that is also fine. So like that explanation is given. But in any case, Kumaras are very angry. Okay, how dare you stop us? You think we are going to harm the Lord? The entire universe is in the abdomen of the Lord. And who are we to harm the Lord? Still, they are not happy. Not being pacified, even after criticizing the gatekeepers, the Kumaras cursed them out of great anger. Their anger is so much, so first they criticized, they gave left, right and left. Still, they are not happy. Now they are going to give a curse.
If you see really there is nothing that is disturbance, then why these two gatekeepers are there?
उनके लिए सेवा चाहिए ना, gatekeepers के लिए भी कुछ सेवा चाहिए ना. Last week we discussed, if you remember, the entire Vaikuntha is made up of Spatika Kudya Hemni. Will there be any dust? Still they are blooming. So it's like that. Not required, but उनको सेवा करने का सेवा दे दिया. So again, they will not become bhaktas. There is a chapter in first canto, chapter number 3, the incarnations of the Supreme Lord. In that, Kumaras are said to be one of the avatars of the Supreme Lord. Out of 21 avatars, they are also one avatars. So they don't have bhakti. They are Lord's avatara and they don't have bhakti. In which Leela they are playing? This Leela. The play, na? Then enjoy karo. What is the need to question? I don't know. We'll ask them only. What kind of bhakti they have? Yes, Prabhu. Which batao. Let us see. They are going to tell so much. They are going to speak a lot. Huh? कौन सा ये वाला? ये भी चले गए, वो भी गए. नहीं आए. चले गए. बढ़िया, थैंक यू. तद्वाममुष्य परमस्य विकुंठ भर्तुः कर्तुं प्रकृष्टमिह धीमहि मंददिभ्याम्. लोकानितो व्रजन्तमनन्तरभाव दृष्ट्या पापीयशस्त्रयैमे रिपवोऽस्य यत्र Yeah. Now the Kumars are saying that in Vaikuntha, everyone should be like the Supreme Lord. Just like Supreme Lord likes everyone, everyone in the Vaikuntha should like everyone. And you people are trying to find fault with us. Finding fault is the principal quality of material world. You are not fit to be in Vaikuntha. Please go there. What is the speciality of the material world? The material world is specially decorated with three enemies: Kama, Krodha, Lobha. So you better stay there. For you are not qualified, your nature is not suitable to be in Vaikuntha. Your nature is more suitable to be there. So better go there. So like that, they are cursing. We should think of something beneficial for you, dull servants of the Lord of Vaikuntha. You dull servants, it seems that the Vaikuntha is not suitable for you, for people like you. Go from Vaikuntha to the material worlds where these three sinful enemies exist because of seeing differences. Friend and enemy, difference and all is only there in the material world, not in the Vaikuntha. So you better go there. That is what you are behaving. That is the way you are behaving. So for you, that place is suitable place instead of staying here. Like that, they are saying. Therefore, let us think of something most beneficial for you two people of low intelligence. Let us think of something that includes the removal of seeing differences, obstructing Brahmanas, and insulting the Lord. You are seeing the differences like friend and enemy. You are stopping the Brahmanas. Brahmanas are not even stopped anywhere in the material world only. Then you are stopping in Vaikuntha also. And then insulting the Lord. Since you are in Vaikuntha, you are supposed to be like the Lord. You are behaving something different from the Lord. That means you are insulting your master. You are not following the mood of your master. So you are insulting your master. Silent for a moment, they then spoke. They thought all these things, then they pronounced the curse. You should go from Vaikuntha to those places where the sinful enemies exist as these three enemies: lust, anger, greed, as it is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita 16:21. By seeing differences as offenders. If you remember the shloka, Trividam Narakasyedam Dwaram Nashanam Atmana Kamakrodha Tata Lobha Tasmad Etat Trayam Tajet. There are three ways to hell: Kama, Krodha, and Lobha. Therefore, one should always give them up. If at all one does not want to go to hell, one should give them up. So, Ime indicates that now lust, anger, and greed were present, having arisen in the Kumaras. The Kumaras are able to tell all these things because within them also these things are there. They became angry at the Jai Vijaya. They are greedy for the darshan of the Supreme Lord. Okay. And lust means, of course, when it is translated into English is lust, but Kama means they are expecting that no one should stop us. ऐसे कैसे रोक सकते हैं हमको? अभी तक कोई रोका नहीं हमको. आप कौन है रोकने के लिए? Like that, the Kama, Krodha, Lobha, all these three arise in the Kumaras, and they say, "आप उधर ही जाओ, इधर नहीं. That is a good place for you, not here." So like that, in a way, both of them are trying to find fault with each other, and their verbal fight started, in one sense. They were not having till now, but at this current moment, they manifested in Kumaras. Because they manifested, they are talking about them. If they are not manifesting them, they would not have talked about that. So in that. Because within the heart of the Kumaras, there is greed. They wanted to have darshan of the Lord, and there is always expectation that no one should stop us. And when that these two are failed, anger risen. So इनका मन में ये तीन है. So they are telling, जहाँ पे ये रहता है वहाँ पे जवाब. Same thing. आत्मवत पश्यते मन्यते. आत्मवान पश्यते Manate Jagat. So in that way we can take. Yes, some devotee was trying to say something in the online. Who was that? Hare Krishna. Here are our four Kumaras who are trying to go in. Jay Vijay stopped by putting a danda in between. They said you can't go. Then the four Kumaras, ये देखो ये दोनों देखो हाथ ऊपर रख दिया शाप दूंगा करके. So they are like shouting at Jay Vijay. So now, hearing this curse, immediately Jay Vijay understood that we made a grave mistake. They fell flat, offered obeisance, complete obeisances, begged forgiveness. Initially, they stopped, and now they are begging forgiveness, repenting. So in that way. Teshamiti ubau avadharya goram tam brahma dandama nivaranam pugai sadyo harerenucharau urubibhyatastat pada grihau apatatam atikatarena. Yeah, please read someone. Yeah. Understanding the terrible curse of the Brahmanas uttered by the four Kumaras, which could not be reversed even by the host of weapons, the two gatekeepers of Vaikuntha immediately became greatly afraid of the Supreme Lord. They fell down, clutching the feet of the four Kumaras in great distress. One thing, they got Brahmasha. And second thing, Lord can do anything. I mean, now they realize that we just wanted to inquire from them who are they, and they became very angry for no reason, and they cursed us, and Lord may feel very bad with us. He may be displeased with us, and he may also add some more punishment to us, something like that. So out of which great distress, they fell flat and clasping the feet of the four Kumaras, they begging forgiveness. Realizing that they had committed offense, since the Brahmanas were angry, the gatekeepers become disturbed. First, they became afraid of the Lord. Then they fell to the earth, holding the feet of the Kumaras in great distress. Bhuyadago ni bhagavad birakari dando. Yo nau hareta surahelanam apyashesham. Mavonu tapakalaya bhagavas smrutigno. Moho bhavedihatu nau vrajato radoda. Yeah, they fell flat while begging forgiveness. They are speaking these words. They are the Jaya and Vijay are saying that the two gatekeepers of Vaikuntha, they are saying that let the punishment prescribed by you to me. Individually they are saying an offender bear fruit. It will deliver us from unlimited offense to the devotees. By a little repentance caused by your mercy, may we not lose the memory of the Lord under illusion, though we fall into the material world. They are saying individually, they are saying that whatever you say, let it come to reality. Because we don't know how many offenses we have committed to against others. Today we are committing offense against you, and before this we might have committed offense to somebody else also. As a result of your curse, let all the reactions to those offenses be nullified. But somehow or other we have realized today and we are repenting. For the small repentance, may you give us one small correction. What is that? Even though we may go to material world filled with kama, krodha, lobha, let us not forget the Supreme Lord. This one small favor you please do upon us. Like that, they are requesting. The Kumaras thought. So after criticizing and after cursing them, the Kumaras thought that we have offended the Lord because we have cursed the two devotees of the Lord. Oh, what shall we do? The Kumaras also feeling bad because we have, for no reason, we have cursed them. Of course, they became angry, but to the extent of cursing, they thought it is too much. What shall we do now? We can't do. How can we undo what we have done? They can't undo also. Once ek baar ho gaye. We have been conquered by anger. Our perpetual identity as peaceful saints has been destroyed in Vaikuntha. Till now, they have a track record of peaceful sages, Prashanta Murtis. But today, for the first time in Vaikuntha, they became angry. Now, that too not here and there. In Vaikuntha only, they lost their composure. And they are feeling very sorry for that. Repenting their action, they spoke to each of the doorkeepers individually. So let the punishment given by you to me, an offender, remain. I think of the curse as a blessing. So when they are speaking to Jaya and Vijaya separately, Jaya or Vijaya, they are saying that, so my dear sirs, please don't mind. Whatever you have done is actually a blessing in disguise. Because we don't know how many offenses we have committed till now. It is better that let us clear our offensive quota so that we remain peaceful in the future and we remain like fresh Vaikuntha Vasis without any offenses. So they are also kind of thanking the four Kumaras in that way. The Kumara then spoke to both and they replied, that punishment should destroy the offense committed in Vaikuntha to the Lord and yourselves, caused by disrespect to you, by conducting ourselves against the desires of the Lord and by showing anger, which should not be expressed in Vaikuntha. My dear four Kumaras, actually we are in Vaikuntha, we are not supposed to express anger, but we expressed anger against you. So whatever punishment you are awarded us, let that be. We are happy to accept it. But then they say, but we have shown remorse. Now today we have realized our mistake and we are actually repenting for our mistakes caused by your mercy. This is all happening because of your mercy. So my dear great sages, by your mercy we have realized our mistake and we are also feeling sorry for that. By that speck of remorse, though we fall into the material world, let us not have the illusion of forgetting the. At least try to see that we are really repenting for the mistake we have done. For that, may you please give us this one favor. So that's what they say. Illusion in the form of obstacles to remembering how to serve the Lord would certainly occur, though the curse should not be undone. Therefore, let us be bewildered, but let that bewilderment produce remembrance of the Lord. Obviously, when we go to material world, we are illusioned. We forget about our true identity, that we were Jai Vijay, that we forget. And we may take birth as a Asura and all. But even though we may forget our identity, we may forget the Supreme Lord. But somehow or other, please bless upon us that we'll be able to remember the Lord. They prayed that at least they would not forget the Lord. May not be positively, but negatively also, somehow or other, we should be able to remember the Supreme Lord. That's why if you see these 6 personalities, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, and Shishupal, they are always remember the Lord. Shishupal तो बचपन से वो भगवान के ऊपर 99 बोलता था, रुक जाता था, 99 बोलता था, रुक जाता था. Like the Dantavakra also, we don't hear so much about Dantavakra. But Ravana, Ram, he is not Bhagavan, he is ordinary mortal. What Ram can do, what Ram can do, like that. He must have chanted Ram's name more than Shiva's name. So like that. And Kumbhakarna to ज़्यादा sources है. कितना किया पता नहीं. So then Hiranyakashipu to searching for Lord Vishnu. Where I can find Lord Vishnu? I want to fight with him. I want to fight with him, like that. He was all after him. And Hiranyakashipu, he went to perform tapasya to kill Lord Vishnu. Oto, yeah, full. So it's like that. In that way, these people are having a constant remembrance of Lord Vishnu. They have never forgotten the Lord. So like that. Hare Krishna, devotees online are following us.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, Prabhuji.
okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So now things are happening. They are going in a tangent way. Initially, both became angry. Now both become sorry against each other. So immediately, the Supreme Lord came to pacify them. See, both the ways is a problem. If both become angry, there is a chance of fight. If both became too much remorse, there is a chance of discouragement and depression, and then suicidal tendencies, etc., etc. So Lord came to to mitigate the situation. So now in the next section, starting from 37 to 45, when Lord comes, his transcendental form is described. And as a result of looking at the beauty of the Supreme Lord, what happened to the Kumaras? That is also described. Evam tadaiva bhagavan aravinda nabha swanam vibudya tadatikramam marya yurudaya tasmin yayau paramaham samahamuninam अन्वेषणीय चरणौ चलयन् सहस्री. Yeah, please read the translation. Louder. At that very moment, while both of them were begging each other, begging forgiveness from each other, the Lord with lotus navel, who appears within the hearts of the deserving, understanding that his servants had offended the four Kumaras who are guests in Vaikuntha, came to the seventh gate with Mother Lakshmi, moving on his feet, which should be sought by the great renounced sages. The Lord, lover of the Brahmanas and affectionate to his devotees, Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitayacha, then appeared there to prove that Bhakti attracts the Lord, that Bhakti shines and makes others shine, by making the Kumaras and the doorkeepers bathe themselves in the water drops from an ocean of inner humility arising from committing offense to each other, by purifying them of their faults and making them realize the meaning of the devotee and Brahmana. First, both of them were very angry. Lord did not come. Then both of them became repenting and begging forgiveness from each other. And Lord came immediately. That means what Lord wants. Then Lord comes. If both of them are angry, Lord will not come. So like that. So when both of them are begging forgiveness from each other, that attracted the Lord immediately. Then Lord immediately came there. That is actually Bhakti. Understanding that his devotees had offended the Kumaras, the Lord who appeared in the hearts of the worthy, but who now would appear before their eyes, went to the seventh door, moving his feet, which should be sought ultimately by the great sages. And Lord came there on barefoot. It is not that he sat in Garuda, Garuda brought him. Lord walked from the inner chambers to the entrance. चल चल के भाग के आया था. Because their humility attracted the Supreme Lord. Lord came quickly. So keeping that in mind, so now What attracts the Lord? After Nirvikalpa Jnana, the impersonal knowledge of Brahman only, one should progress to Savikalpa Jnana, knowledge of both impersonal and personal aspects of the absolute truth of the Paramatma. Brahman only has impersonal understanding. Paramatma has impersonal plus some personal understanding. Okay, from Brahman to one should raise to Paramatma. And then one should come to Bhagavan. And then after realizing Brahman, one should attain the realization of the form of the Supreme Lord in the form of his lotus feet. I will inundate those jnanis, the four Kumaras, in an astonishing ocean of great bliss, giving them an experience of my sweet feet, which they have not experienced before. The Lord came by walking on barefoot with a thought that these Kumaras have been meditating and contemplating upon Brahman Paramatma all the while. They were experiencing Brahman and Paramatma so much. They have not tasted the nectar of my lotus feet. Now today I'll give them. The Lord came walking on the bare feet. That's why the feet description coming again and again. They know that I possess the external energy, but they do not know my energy arising from my Sarupa. That is Mother Lakshmi. So Kumaras know about Mahamaya, Yogamaya, etc. But they don't know that Mahamaya and Yogamaya are expansions of my Sarupa Shakti. That is Mother Lakshmi. So Lord accompanied Mother Lakshmi also. He did not come alone. He brought Mother Lakshmi also. I will make them experience my bliss Shakti, my Hladini Shakti. Till now they are only experiencing Brahmananda. Today I'll make them experience Hladini Shakti, Bhagavad Ananda. Thus, he appeared with Goddess Lakshmi. Lord Vishnu came along with Mother Lakshmi. Both of them came to the seventh gate on their barefoot. So, when the Lord and Mother Lakshmi were coming from far distance, when you look in through the gate doors, how did they coming? How does that scene look like? The scene is explained in the next verse. As the Lord Vishnu and Mother Lakshmi coming, and so many followers are there, na? पीछे बहुत सारा लेते हैं. वो सब मिलके how is the scene looking like? That is being described in the next verse. Tvam tagatam pratihruta, tvam tagatam pratiutau paikam sapumbes. Te chakshataksha vishayam swasamadhi bhagyam. Hamsasriyorvajanayor Shivavayulola. Chubratapatra Shashikesha Rashikaramvum. Yeah, please read the translation.
Only when the heart is not actually as he came forward, it is an umbrella and it's the white and due to the umbrella also moved.
Till now, the four Kumaras are only meditating upon the Lord's form within the core of their heart. They might have seen the Lord's form in the core of the heart also, many times. They are the great yogis. But today, for the first time, they are seeing the Lord in front of them, walking. Coming toward them. Paramatma is in one form only, in the heart. Paramatma does not do any activities. He is in a standstill condition, freezed condition. But here, the Bhagavan is walking. So today, first time they are having the darshan. The sages saw the Lord surrounded by devotees, carrying objects to offer him. He was previously the object of their meditation. But now, the same Lord appeared directly before their eyes. On either side, Along with the Lord, who are all coming? On either side, there were chamaras as beautiful as white swans. Chamara is white in color. Chamara looks like a swan. And above him was an umbrella, white like the moon, a moon-like umbrella. Shitahata patram, with pearl strands swaying in the pleasant breeze and dropping beads of nectar. This umbrella is white like the moon, and their pearls are strung, they are downward, and also it is sprinkling the nectar. Cool breezes, cool nectar. So it is like that. 5 verses describe the unprecedented sweetness of the Supreme Lord. 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. These 5 verses talks about the beauty of the Supreme Lord. In meeting the Lord, the sweetness of his form is prominent. In the Bhagavatam, last week also we discussed. Bhagavatam again and again talks about the beautiful form of the Lord, in order to impress upon us that Lord is actually has form, and Lord's form is transcendental, and Lord's form is the most beautiful form one ever witnessed. Again and again, Bhagavatam gives this description because we need to be completely convinced about Lord's form and Lord's Dham. Same thing here. In meeting the Lord, the sweetness of his form is prominent. It should be understood, however, that they also experience the sweetness of the sound, smell, and other sensations by the power of attraction to all things related to Supreme Lord, which was given by the Supreme Lord. But first of all, when one is standing in front of the Lord, that one thing one attracted to is the beautiful form of the Supreme Lord. What are the weapons with which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came? We say, na, Krishna Vakram Tusha Krishnam Sango Pangasra Parshadam Asra. Huh? What is the weapon of the Supreme Lord? Chanka Chakra. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Kabhi kidhar dekha kya Chanka Chakra? They are not the weapons. They are sannyasis instruments. What is the weapon of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with which he came? Harinam is not a weapon.
Sankirtan.
Sankirtan is not a weapon.
Nam Sankirtan.
No, that is not the weapon.
Sango Pangastra.
So what is that astra?
Prabhuji, the varna of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his beautiful form.
So which varna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu belongs to? Oh, golden only. I thought somebody will say Brahmana. Brahmana Kshatriya.
Sannyas.
Yeah, it is called his beauty. The weapon with which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared is with his beauty. Everyone is attracted to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by his beauty. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu conquered everyone by his beauty only. Nothing else. Every person you see, they are conquered by his beauty. That is the weapon. In the previous avataras, they might have all the weapons. Krishna had the weapon of Sudarshan Chakra and Saranga bow, and Rama also has a bow. Vishnu had Chanka, Gada and Chakra. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had only one weapon. That is his beauty. So Lord conquers by his beautiful form. Hare Krishna, devotees can mute. We are hearing. So it's like that. This is the BBT picture. When Lord was coming on his bare foot, you can observe Lord Vishnu and Mother Lakshmi, they are walking now. They don't have shoes. Their feet are, they're coming with bare foot. And other Vaikuntha Vasis coming here and there. There is one umbrella. There is one chamara. And they are having the darshan of the Lord. They will also be there. Na? They are like crying. They're nonsense. The 4 Kumaras saw the Lord approaching with paraphernalia carried by other Vaikuntha Vasis. Look, the Lord's feet are now decorating the courtyard of outside. As Lord is coming on his bare foot, the entire courtyard is decorated by the footprints of Lord Vishnu. The devotees at the gate in the city on airplanes. Here you see, there are airplanes also. Okay, And the citizens, these are all like other Vaikuntha Vasis, and plants and birds, they're all there. Everyone is now, even here in swans are there, no? They are also looking at the Lord. Everyone is looking at the Lord as Lord is coming to the seventh entrance. The devotees at the gate in the city and in the airplanes and in the gardens came to see the Lord in great longing. They prepared various items such as jewels, cloth, ornament, fruits, scents, flowers, garlands, and arati. As the Lord is coming to seventh gate, and everyone suddenly came forward to the Lord and they brought something to offer to the Lord. Somebody brought a garland, somebody brought flowers, somebody this, somebody that. Even some people prepared arati also to offer the arati to the Lord. Everything is happening instantly. He came within the Kumara's sight. So, did they have continual vision of the Lord? Are the Kumaras are able to see the Lord continuously? No. He was the very form of auspiciousness for those who had realized the bliss of Brahman in their heart through Samadhi. That Lord whom they are seeing now was the Paramatma on which they were meditating till now. For the many years, for the past 50 years, they are meditating upon Paramatma. Oh, our Samadhi has now become successful by seeing the Lord in person. They say that till now we were meditating upon him and now he is standing in front of us. Now we have become successful. Like that, the Kumaras are thinking. The Supreme Lord was accompanied on his sides by two moving chamaras, whose beauty was like fans and had an umbrella white like the moon, fringed with pearl strands moving in the pleasant wind and dripping with water drops. This is an example of Atishayokti. So basically, the scene, how is it looking like? The two chamaras on either side are looking like the two swans. The umbrella looking like the moon. And the pearl strings are looking like the nectar shower coming from the moon. So like that. The umbrella is like an upside down 1,000-petaled lotus with the pearl strands as its filaments. Lotus, if you take the lotus and put it upside down. In the middle, there are a lot of filaments are there, na? They are like the strings coming down. The petals of the strings of the petals coming down. The lotus also filled with some water drops. In the early morning, if you see, there are so many water drops in there. And the water drops are also falling down. So in that way. By this analogy, the coolness, fragrance, and softness of the umbrella is indicated. Comparing the umbrella to lotus indicates that the umbrella is cool, fragrant, and also very soft. The drops of water are compared to the nectar falling from the moon. So in that way, the scene while Lord is coming toward the Kumaras is described. So like this. So now till now, they are having Doordarshan. From far distance, how does the Lord and his entourage coming? And Lord came close by. Now they are having close darshan. In Sanskrit, what do you say? Doordarshan and then Nikat darshan. Nikat darshan. No, now they are going to have a Nikat darshan. So now they are seeing Krishna Prasada Sumukam Spruhaniya Dama Sneha Kalaya Hrudisam Prashantam Shame Prutaurasi Shobitaya Shriyaswas Chudamanim Subhagayantamivātma Dishnyam.
God is the vision meant for everyone, and his affectionate money and guarantee that the Lord's beautiful body and his broad chest that resting place on God, who glorifies the entire spiritual, the summit of all the but it appears that the Lord only spreading the beauty and good fortune of the people.
The four Kumaras saw the Lord nearby in the close proximity. I mean, Nikata Darshan. What they saw? Beautiful face, fully pleased. They saw the Lord. The Lord did not come with angry look. The Lord did not come with astonishment look, not like that, fully satisfied. Krishna prasada sumukam. Prasada sumukam. Sumukam means favorably inclined. Prasada means completely satisfied. Krishna means completely. Krishna means not Lord Krishna. Krishna means completely. He is completely favorably inclined and completely happy. That is the demeanor of the Supreme Lord when he comes close to the Kumaras. The most desirable object, the Lord Vishnu, is the most desirable object for any practitioner who touched the hearts of all people with his skillful glance of affection. Sneha avaloka kalaya hridi samspushanti. The Supreme Lord touches the heart of every devotee with his skillful glance of affection. And who are the crest jewel among all the planets. Natat bhashete suryo na shishanko na pavaka yet gatva tadhama paramamma. The Supreme Lord is called Dama, that Dama, which is desired by everyone. So in that way. Made auspicious with the marks of Lakshmi on his dark, broad chest. And the chest of the Lord is also there is Srivastankita. And next to him also there is Mother Lakshmi. The Lord himself is always beautiful. When Mother Lakshmi is standing next to him, he becomes more beautiful. He becomes more pleased. So like that. The Kumaras were filled with doubt. We do not know if the Lord is angry with us for cursing his two devotees. We are not sure. Lord is happy. But is it really happy or he just want to show his happiness and inside is angry? We do not know. But the Lord had a pleasing face internally and externally. After looking at the Lord for some time, they understood. The Lord is happy internally also. Not only externally is displaying, but internally also is happy. Then they felt inner joy. Oh, he is fully pleased. He is not angry with us. The Kumaras were afraid actually. We have come to Vaikuntha and we have cursed the Vaikuntha Vasis. Lord will be very much displeased with us. He is going to give a big punishment to us. But Lord looks like Krishna Prasada Sumukam. He is very happy. Is he really happy inside also? After some time, they understood that Lord is happy inside also. He's not just in acting externally. The Lord was the abode of beauty, sweet sound, fragrance, youth, mercy, and generosity desired by the eye and other senses of the sages. With eyes, one experiences the beauty of the Lord. With ears, one experiences the sweet sound of the Lord. With nostril, one experiences the fragrance of the Lord. And youth, touch. With touch, one experiences the tenderness of the Lord's form. And Lord's mercy, one can experience. And generosity also one can experience. All these things one experiences the Supreme Lord. So Kumaras are happy, looking the happy face of the Lord. But Jaya Vijaya were crying. Jaya and Vijaya wept in lamentation. Since we will fall down, burned by the fire of Brahmana's curse, we will no longer see the sweetness of the Lord's beauty. Now everyone experiences Lord's beauty. But very soon we are going to fall down and we are not going to experience this beauty of the Supreme Lord. We will be away from the Lord for a long time. For the reason they are actually crying. The Lord responded to them. He touched the hearts of all present in that particular assembly by the skill of his affectionate glance. Just by being present there, Lord touched everyone by his glance alone. You don't have to do shake hand. Just by looking at everyone, he kind of exchanged his affection with everyone. How affectionate he is to his devotees. In this way, he attracted their minds. When everyone is glanced by the Lord, everyone felt complete satisfaction. They thought that how affectionate the Lord is. With Lakshmi in the form of a golden lion situated on his left upper chest, he was the abode of Vaikuntha, which was the crest jewel among all bodies, starting with Swarga and ending with Satyaloka. One may think that in this material world, Satyaloka is so, not Satyaloka, Swargaloka is so beautiful. Maharloka is much more beautiful. Janaloka is much more beautiful. Tapaloka and Satyaloka is topmost beautiful, I think. But Lord's beauty is so beautiful that nothing can compare to it. So like that. Same. Seeing this, everyone became most fortunate. The sweetness of his mercy and form were realized and understood by the mind, so that the mind can contemplate and remember, and also the eyes which are seeing. So till now the Kumaras are only theoretically analyzing. Okay, Lord is like this, Lord is like this, Lord is like this. They are contemplating within the core of the heart, Paramatma. But for the first time they are seeing. No need to do a guesswork. Lord could be like this, Lord could be like that. Now they are seeing. Now everything is realized. So this is how the Lord's darshan in close proximity. First, what they saw? The face. In the next verse, they will describe, the Bhagavatam describes the remaining beauty of the Supreme Lord. Remaining part of the body of the Supreme Lord. Lord explains. Are the devotees are able to follow in online? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, Hari Bol.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Pītāṁ kuṣe prutunitam vinisvi vispurantya. Panchalibervirutaya vanamalaya cha. Valgu prakoštavalayam vinata sutamshe. Vinyastahastaitarena dunanamabjam.
On the note covering the large hips, and he wore the garment of fresh flower which was distributed by human beings. His lovely wrists were graced with bracelets, and he rested one of his hand on the shoulder of Garuda, his carrier, and filled a lotus with another hand.
Lord Vishnu had broad hips, dressed in yellow cloth, Pitambaram, covered with a shining belt, and was bedecked with a garland surrounded by humming bees. His wrists were decorated with bracelets, and while resting his left hand on the shoulders of Garuda, he twirled a lotus in his right hand. Lord is coming. Mother Lakshmi is there. Behind the Lord Garuda is there. He kept his left arm on the Garuda, and with the right arm he is twirling a lotus. On his hips was placed yellow cloth. This becomes the focus of attention. On the cloth was a shining belt, which became the object of attention. Then over that was placed a garland surrounded by humming bees. The garland and then the bees become the object of attention. The bees have been given dominion over all things by the Lord. Lord is wearing yellow garment, yellow pitambar, then belt. Then in the neck, all the way up to the yellow garment, there is a garland. On the garland, there are so many bees. They have all right to stay on the garland. Even Lord also cannot shoo them off. So, having bracelets on his attractive wrist, he placed his left hand on the shoulders of Garuda. In his right hand, he was twirling a lotus. This indicates that he made the fixed realization of Brahman in the lotus of their hearts insignificant by showing them his sweetness. So twirling the lotus is like manthan. You take a part of yogurt, when you do manthan, what happens? उसके पहले कोई और कुछ होता है. When you do makan, when you do churning, manthan, the yogurt will lose its existence. The yogurt will become buttermilk and butter. These four Kumaras were strong Brahmavadis. They were intensely experiencing Brahmananda. The Lord is churning. So he is breaking the Brahmananda into two parts. So one is butter, that is Bhagavat Ananda. So what is buttermilk now? Not Brahmananda. Somebody was asking. are they devotees, etc. So buttermilk is their bhakti, butter is their sweetness of Lord's beauty. They are experiencing the beauty of the Lord, and they also manifested bhakti. Previously, they are full jnana. Yoga is like full jnana and brahmananda. Now, when that yoga is transformed into buttermilk and butter, now there is intense bhakti and intense experience of the sweetness of the Supreme Lord. So, like that we can consider. So, by twirling the lotus, the Lord is checking whether you will completely retain as yogurt or you will transform into butter and buttermilk. So he is checking with the Kumaras. Since you are fixed in the bliss of impersonal realization, convinced that it is the best thing, why do you disturb your hearts by looking at me? So Lord is twirling and saying, why are you getting disturbed? You are Brahmavadis, you are always fixed in Brahman, you are supposed to be contemplate and meditate and experience Brahmananda. And you are getting agitated. Why? Why don't you steady yourself and your minds? Do not give your steadiness, do not give up your steadiness in Brahman. Lord himself is churning and telling them, don't lose your composure. Be steady. So something like that. So this is how Lord making them experience. In this way, the Lord is joking with them. By displaying his transcendental beauty, the Lord is disturbing their steadiness. They were steady in Brahmavadi platform, but Lord is trying to rip it apart and make it into Bhakti and Krishna Prema, whatever you can say. Buttermilk is Bhakti. Butter is the sweetness of the Lord. They are experiencing the sweetness of Lord's beauty. Not only beauty, but other things also. So in that way. And further, the description of the Lord's form is further described in the next two verses. Vidyukshipan makara kundala mandanarha gandhastalona samukam manimat kiritam durdanda sanda vivare harata parardhya harena kandaragateena cha kaustubhena. Loud. It becomes slow. Whatever you read, devotees from Baroda should be able to hear. You are reading, you are not able to hear. प्रसाद लिया नहीं लगता है. His cheeks were decorated with makara earrings, makara kundala manditena, reflecting his effulgence. Lord is beautiful, and makara kundala reflecting the beauty of the Lord and making the cheeks of the Lord more brighter. He had a high nose, nasa, a jeweled crown, and between his forearms on his chest was a nested and attractive valuable necklace with the Kaustuba money. There is a valuable jewel necklace. At the bottom there is Kaustuba money. This is there within in the middle of the four hands. He had cheeks worthy of ornamentation by earrings shaped like makaras, throwing off light radiating from his effulgence. Lord is beautiful, and this makar kundal also has a sapphire. It is a emitting brightness, and that brightness increasing the brightness of the cheeks. And these cheeks are bright because that jewel also becoming more bright, and cheeks are becoming more bright like that. The overall cumulative effect is increasing. What is that reaction? Hydrogen. Huh? What is that? What do you call that? Exponentially increasing. So, and then his face has a raised nose. Between his group of arms was a valuable necklace hanging on his chest, which attracted the great sages. It hid between his strong arms for fear of being stolen by them, or between his shoulders and a gold chain hanging down to his chest was the necklace with the Kaustuba jewel. These phrases are also grammatically connected with 39. Certain say Lord's beauty is described. No? So in that way, everything has been presented. Lord's beauty is getting described. The next verse is the last verse of description of the Lord's beauty. So Kumaras are witnessing everything from the close proximity. They are observing how does the Lord look like. Whatever my father, Lord Brahma, told us, whatever our younger brother, Narada told us, same are there or not? They have told about Lord Vishnu many times. Now they are verifying. Okay, Kaustuboni, 4 arms, Makara Kundala, Mukut, Vaijayantimala, and Pitambar, and beautiful belt, and Sunasa, Subru, and Prasanna Vadana, like this, all these things they are cross checking. They are not ordinary people, they are like perfect jnanis. They don't want anything superficial. They want everything pakka. So they are verifying. Inspection. A quality check. Huh? They came there for darshan only ना, the darshan नहीं मिल रहा था इसलिए angry है. ये तो हम हर दिन देखते हैं इधर. बहुत लोग आते हैं प्रसादम के लिए. जब वो प्रसादम प्रभु जी रोकते हैं ना प्रसादम के लिए. So can you stop me? In one sense ना, these people are not like they are in need of any food here in the temple. They come to our kitchen hoping that some prasadam. They can go to 5-star hotels also, they can eat, but they are expecting only little prasad. But the gatekeeper only wants coupon. Coupon है क्या आपके पास? Coupon है तो अंदर जा सकते हैं, नहीं तो नहीं. नहीं तो कोई recommendation किसी ब्रह्मचारी का recommendation है अंदर जा सकते हैं, नहीं तो नहीं. Because that is there, they got the instruction that otherwise they have to allow everyone. Here all different variety of people are there in the temple. Some people really come for food, they are hungry, they are hoping the temple में कुछ मिलेगा, they come here. And some people are, they can actually feed thousands of people, but still they come here hoping that they'll get some prasad. Unfortunately, our temple does not give any prasad. Other temple they give khichdi. Our temple they give small laddu, but laddu is not even sufficient for one side of the teeth. So it is nowhere satisfying them. So that is the problem. It is too small. किड्स के लिए भी एक तो कुछ होता नहीं. किड्स के लिए कम से कम 5 लगता है. किड्स के लिए कम से कम 5 लगता है. They are not satisfied with one. Yes, कम से कम 5 लड्डू चाहिए, छोटा छोटा. It is not that if something is there, even paid and taken, they will take happily. If you see all temples South India and all, they give paid prasadam. They will take. Prasadam will be taken. Purchase. So here it is not there. So everyone becomes angry many times. People when they see, they say, na, if you know some brahmachari, you can tell them, then we'll allow. And they'll catch any brahmachari walking here and there. They'll catch. Prabhuji wants some prasadam. Can you please tell? So it is like that. बहुत लोग पूछते हैं, हमेशा पूछते रहते हैं. और गेट के बाहर भी बहुत लोग पूछते रहते हैं, we want some prasadam. मिलता नहीं. See, there is one problem here. Jaga ke kami hai. If they want to serve, na, the whole courtyard is filled with the drones and prasadam dominates here and there. So it is very difficult to keep the entire area clean. In fact, in the beginning, there is a foot wash facility. Next to shoe stall, there is a foot wash facility. They wash the feet and they start walking. The entire area will be black marks. Because when you wash the feet, you don't clean properly. Till now you are walking on the road, dusty roads, and there is a lot of dust. When you wash, the dusty becomes nice. It becomes a pasty. The paste will be marking everywhere. How long they will clean? So now the question is whether you allow the foot wash or keep the premise clean. So Maharaj told, remove. इसको हटा दो. तो foot wash area हटा दिया. Only hand wash के लिए कुछ facility दे दिया बस. हाँ चप्पल निकालो, हैंड वॉश कर दो, चलो जैसे वैसे चलो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. And people feel awkward. At least, especially the South Indian people, when they come here, no, they feel awkward. How is this? Without washing our feet, how can we enter into the temple? We cannot enter. Because for them, temple means wash feet and then go to temple. Because this is the custom everywhere in South India. Everywhere, even Juhu also we have wash area. Ah. So like that. Some problems. Huh? Some people, some of our devotees, they go to toilet and they wash and they come. That is okay, because by the time from that area, if that is getting dusty, also no problem. But in the white marble area, it becomes visible. So in that way. Carpet is not always there. Sometimes it is there. In the rainy season, they keep the carpet. Rest of the year, they don't keep. So it's like that. There are so many complexities are there. So now let's go ahead. This is the last verse of the Lord's beauty. Of course, there is another verses also, but at least from the Kumara's point of view, they are evaluating what my brother told, what my father told. Both are correct. They are evaluating. Atropasushtamiti chosmitam indriyaha. Svanam diya virachitam bahusushtavadhyam. Mayam bhavasya bhavatam cha bhajantamangam. Nemur nirikshana vitripadrisho mudakai.
Chanting that, not be
42 Mataji.
represent Jyoti of Nana. Many times devotees also attend to them. Beautiful. And here the Lord who does the Lord Shiva and of you. The service regarded him with uncertain eyes and joy before their heads.
Smiled upon by Mother Lakshmi, who thought she had surpassed him in beauty. He increased in beauty by servants who used all their intelligence to decorate him. Normally, Mother Lakshmi would think that I'm more beautiful than Lord today. And today, in order to bewilder the four Kumaras, Lord Vishnu had increased his own beauty. And looking at Mother Lakshmi and smiling. Today, who is more beautiful? Or something like that. His resplendent limbs are worthy of worship by Lord Shiva, and us means Lord Brahma. Brahma is speaking entire thing as well. Seeing that form, the four Kumaras, whose eyes could never be satisfied with that beauty, bowed their heads. Today, the beauty of the Lord is immeasurable. And the four Kumaras drank. They thought, oh, we can't complete. They fell flat and offered obeisances. They need to. I mean, Lord came now, they have to offer obeisances. But before offering obeisances, they are cross-checking whether he is the same Lord about whom we heard and about for whose darshan we want to have. Otherwise, whoever comes in front of us, it is not appropriate. So one should have that knowledge. What more can be said? The pride of Lakshmi in her beauty has been eclipsed by the beauty of the Lord today. The Lord is a matter for conjecture in the minds of his own devotees. The devotees are thinking, generally every day Mother Lakshmi is more beautiful. And today, Lord is beautiful. Lakshmi additionally exhibited pride on having Lord Vishnu endowed with such beauty as her husband. And when Lord says that today who is more beautiful, then Lakshmi is saying that today my husband is more beautiful. Or something like that. He has been made secondary with form, qualities, and sweetness, worshipped by Brahma and others, since I possess even more excellent qualities. Because of this and her prema, she is saying that I am so fortunate. Lord Vishnu is saying that till now people are glorifying me that my qualities are best and your beauty is best. And today they are glorifying me that my beauty is best. Not only the qualities, my beauty also best. And Mother Lakshmi is telling that I'm so fortunate such a person is my husband. So in that way. Mother Lakshmi smiles at him attractively. Her love is like this. Because of splendor arising from bliss, his limbs are resplendent with proper cloth and ornaments. He is not like Lord Shiva, who disfigures his beauty by ashes. Lord Shiva also very beautiful person, but by applying ashes all over and by putting deer skin on the waist, his beauty. That is okay. That is okay. But here the comparison, comparison between Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva, comparison between Lord Vishnu and Lord Mother Lakshmi is over. Now with Lord Shiva. The next most beautiful person is Lord Shiva. So with him. Lord Shiva is also beautiful, but he does not want to show his beauty. He is through all the ashes all over his body and is not at all beautiful now. So in that way. Next, how is he served by thousands of servants is described. By the intelligence of those who serve his body, who must judge how to arrange various eternal ornaments and clothing on his body, his beauty, so that his beauty is increased. Like our devotees every day, they decorate the Lord so meticulously. Every day it seems that Lord's beauty is increasing. Especially in the festival days, we can see how the beauty of the Lord enhances with special dress and special ornaments. The beauty of his limbs is described. The Lord has limbs which are worshipped by highly respected great sages. Highly respected fragrance and flowers brought by Lord Shiva and by Lord Brahma, who worship him by meditation. Lord is always worshipped by special paraphernalia brought by Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. Like Mother said that Lord Shiva does not use anything for himself. Instead, he says that everything is meant for Lord Vishnu's worship. Garlands and mukut and kaustuba jewel and everything should be offered to Lord Vishnu. He is worthy of worship. Fit to be in this attire of ashes. Yeah, Velpatra is used for worshipping Shivalinga, not Shiva. Shiva is not worshipped by anything. He is only offered ash. That's all. They do not directly worship in Vaikuntha. They saw that form of the Lord. Seeing it, their eyes could not be satisfied. They bow down their heads in respect. That means it's not that they are not satisfied. They want to drink the nectar of Lord's beauty more. In that way, they are not satisfied. But before that, the Lord has come in front of them. They need to offer obeisances. Even though they are not completely satisfied drinking the beauty of the Lord, but out of etiquette, they fell flat and offered obeisances. And now one amazing thing happens. When they fell flat, all the four people's heads are touching the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. Then what happens? They are experiencing the fragrance coming from the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. Previously, by twirling the lotus flower, Lord was churning the hearts of the four Kumaras, making the yogurt like their hearts into butter and buttermilk. Now they fell flat and their nostrils are touching the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. Now the fragrance coming out of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, again that is churning their hearts. So now what happens? Let us see. Tasya Nayanasya Padaravinda Kinjal Kamishra Tulasi Makaranda Vayuhu Antargata Swavivarena Chakara Tesham Sanshobhamakshara Jusham Apichitta Tanvo. Jaldi quick. Now from far, just now, sometime back, from far Lord was churning them. Now in the close proximity, there is nothing more closer than this. They fell flat, their faces are touching the feet of the Lord, especially their nostrils are touching the feet of the Lord, and they are directly experiencing the fragrance of the Lord's lotus feet. There is nothing more closer than this. Even from far distance, someone sees the Lord, there is a lot of transformation. When it is directly touching the Lord's lotus feet, then what kind of transformation there can be? That is being indicated here. The wind carrying the aroma of tulasi, which had touched the filaments of the Lord's toenails on his 2 lotus feet, entered their nostrils and then their minds, okay, entered their mind through the nostrils and began to agitate their minds. In the sense, actual minds means their heart and their bodies, even though they were fixed in Brahman. Basically, the subtle body and gross body of the 4 Kumaras got completely transformed by smelling the fragrance coming from the Lord Tulasi kept on the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. When the sweetness of the Lord's body produced in them a level of astonishment much higher than the bliss of Brahman penetrated within them. Okay, when they were looking at the Lord's beautiful form, already there a great amount of transformation took place in the heart. Now they come in the close proximity, then full. The wind touching something related to a limb of the Lord made them fall from their position of Brahman and produced great agitation in them. The wind carrying the aroma of tulasi combined with the red and white of the Lord's toenails, like the filaments of the lotus of his feet, entered their minds to control them. The lotus pollen, the fragrance, entered into the nostrils and then the heart, then shaking their minds, which were constantly meditating upon Brahman. So like that. So here at least this Kumara is offering obeisances. Remaining, they've already offered obeisances and they're coming and touching the Lord. They are experiencing the Lord by touch and by other things, etc. But without permission, is it not improper to enter their minds, just as it would be improper for the Kumaras and others to enter into someone else's inner chambers? The Kumaras were entering into Vaikuntha and they were stopped by Jaya Vijaya, saying that, oh, you cannot enter without permission. How can the fragrance from Lord Lotus enter into the nostrils of 4 Kumaras without permission? तो इनको परमिशन के बिना आने के लिए मना किया, and आप कैसे जा सकते हैं अंदर? Somebody may ask question, but the answer is, but the nostrils are the natural holes for the air. The air entered their nostrils on its own. Whose permission does the air need? That the air requires. Even when we are walking, when we are going in the local train, Bandra, Gandhari and all, the fragrance enters on its own. We don't ask permission whether you want me to enter in your nostrils or not. Not like that. Then what happened? Their minds and bodies became agitated. First, the mind became very strongly agitated by the changes arising from the bliss. Then the body became agitated with the tears, air standing on end, and perspiration. All the symptoms of Bhava starts manifested in the heart of 4 Kumaras. A person desiring to enter another's country first kills the leader, plunders the place, and disturbs the place. Then he conquers it with his troops. When somebody wants to conquer some country, first they kills the leader. King ko hara dete, maar dete, then plunders the place and disturb the place. Actually, whoever conquer another kingdom, they kill the king and they plunder everything that is there. Especially if you see the Middle East kings when they came to India, they used to do this only. Because when the wealth is plundered, people become poor. They become dependent on the king. Whatever king says, they will do. If the people are already wealthy enough, they can revolt against the king. That's why the kings always keep the wealth with them only. They don't allow people to keep the wealth. If the people also have wealth, they will not listen. Why would they listen? If they were so fixed in the bliss of Brahman, why should the bliss of realizing Bhagavan make them identify with the Lord? So what their fragrance is doing when the fragrance entered into it? First of all, the fragrance coming from the lotus of the Lord killed the Brahman. Brahmananda. That is the leader, na? Kumar diya. Then अपना राज्य को अपना झंडा उधर खड़ा कर दिया. So like that. Even though they had been practicing contact with Brahman for so long, The bliss of Bhagavan was more powerful because of its sweetness. The bliss of Bhagavan entered into their heart and destroyed the Brahman Ananda, and they made their own existence there. So in that way, the Bhagavat Ananda conquered the four Kumaras who are always immersed in Brahmananda. This is what happened. So after this experience, now after offering obeisances, something happened, complete transformation in their heart. Now they are again looking at the Lord. Till now they are looking at the Lord with the knowledge they got from Narada Muni and Brahma, Lord Brahma. Now they themselves got transformed. Now Bhakti has taken shelter in their heart. Now they are again looking at the Lord with enhanced vision, with transformed heart. Now this is the second darshan of the Supreme Lord. Same people, now the darshan is different. The next two verses talks about what kind of darshan now they are experiencing from the Lord. So now they are offering obeisances. Either they are offering obeisances to Lord. Tava amushyavadana sita padma kosham udvikshya sundara tarar tadadara kundahasam labdashisha punaraveksha tadiyamangri bandam nakarunamani shrayanam nidadhyu.
The face of the Lord. They looked upon the which resembled they viewed the in and so they found the Lord.
Gazing upon the face of the Lord, resembling a blue lotus bird, with even more beautiful lips and a smile like a jasmine flower, the Kumaras, having attained the mercy of the devotees, then looked at his lotus feet with ruby-like toenails, and again looked at his face. They are looking at the Lord top to bottom. Feet, waist, face, again waist, feet, waist, like that, up and down. The scent of Tulasi purified their pranas and then their senses, since the senses are dependent on the pranas. First, the eyes received the qualification for the sweetness of the Lord's form. Because of the unlimited variety of sweetness within the limbs of the Lord, they desired to simultaneously experience all the sweetness, and thus disturbance spread throughout their bodies. So previously they were only looking at one part of the Lord, but now they want to experience the complete form of the Lord. They are looking feet, instantly chest and face, and then chest and feet, and like that. They are looking up and down completely without missing anything. This is their eagerness to experience the Lord more and more. In this way, they lost control because of the friction created by that intense bliss. They certainly saw the Lord's face like the inner part of a blue lotus bird, without the rough outer covering, and relished its sweetness. His lips were even more beautiful. Upon his lips was a smile which was most beautiful. Okay, face is beautiful, the lips are more beautiful, the smile is most beautiful. They had been previously blessed by Lord Brahma, their father, and Narada, their brother, for achieving bhakti. Now the fruit of that blessings were manifesting. Having experienced a little of the sweetness of Lord's face and being unsatisfied, they looked again at his beautiful feet, which were the shelter of ruby nails, and again looking at the underside of his feet, they again and again looked upon his face. Because they were unable to experience the beauty of all limbs simultaneously, they then began to meditate on those limbs. They are looking at the feet, below the feet, the marks are there, na? And then the face, again the feet, below the feet, face, like that. They are meditating upon that. Labdashisha Pitranu Varnita Raha indicates that the Lord's mercy follows after the mercy of the devotees. And then by the mercy of the Lord, one achieves bhakti. First, Narada and Brahma blessed the four Kumaras. Now Lord also blessed them. Thus they got Prema Bhakti. Kumara thus achieved bhakti and experienced Lord's sweetness because of the blessings of Lord Brahma and Narada. This is how one can attain the same mercy. First, we need to get the mercy of the devotees, then we get the mercy of the Lord, then we get the bhakti. So in that way. And now, what else the Kumaras experienced? This is the next verse. Our last verse in one sense. Pumsham gatim mrugayatam miha yoga marge Dhyanaspadam bahumatam nayanabhiramam Pamshnam vapur darshayana mananya siddhe Autpattikai samagran yutamashta bhogai.
Not imagining. As told by God is but for us, these instruments
The four Kumaras saw the Lord, who is the object of meditation for those seeking liberation by the path of Ashtanga Yoga and Jnana Yoga, who is approved by many, who is the delight of the eyes, who has a human form which he displays as many avatars, and who is endowed with his 8 inherent eternal qualities, which are experienced by the devotees. These are the different attributes of Supreme Lord. All these things are experienced by four Kumaras. Persons desiring liberation because of lack of pure bhakti do not desire to experience the sweetness of the Lord. But without meditation on the Lord, they cannot achieve that liberation. The form of Narayana, approved by many authorities, is suitable for meditation with its qualities by practitioners of Ashtanga Yoga who seek liberation. Even Ashtanga Yogi is also supposed to meditate upon Paramatma, who is Lord Narayana. He shows a human form. There are many other forms of the Lord, such as Mohini, who are also accepted as Bhagavan. The Lord is endowed with his own 8 perfections. What are the 8 perfections? Lord speaks. Lord's touch is so mild. Lord has a beautiful form. Lord also, people can experience the taste of Charanamrut, fragrance from the Tulsi coming from the lotus feet of Supreme Lord, Lord's mercy, Lord's action, and Lord's power. These are the 8 wonderful qualities of the Supreme Lord, arising from his Swarupa, which are natural or eternal, experienced through bhakti by his devotees. This means the devotees experience 7 items. What are the 7 items? Sound, that is Lord's sweet voice, his softness, touch, his beauty, form, his sweetness, taste, his fragrance, smell, his affection, that is mercy, and his pastimes, action. We can hear his pastimes also by the 6 senses in the form of prema. With our 5 jnanendriyas and our mind, we can experience these 7 attributes of the Supreme Lord. But the 8th one is rare. What is the 8th one? Is power, Lord's power. The 8th item, power or Aishwarya, consisting of the 6 qualities which define as Bhagavan. Aishwaryasya samagrasya viryasya yashasriya jnana vairagyyoschaiva sannambaga itingana. It is experienced by the devotees, the aspirants for liberation, and those liberated according to their capabilities. The Aishwarya can be experienced only by those who are aspiring to attain liberation or those who are already attained liberation. Only they can experience Lord's Aishwarya. Others cannot experience them. So thus, the Lord who is endowed with 8 special attributes is experienced by the 4 Kumaras. The 4 Kumaras now are able to experience these 8 attributes of the Supreme Lord in full. Like that. This is the transformation that took place in the 4 Kumaras. Some say the 8 siddhis are referring to the 8 mystic powers such as Anima, Mahima, Lagima, Prapti, etc. Yeah. So in this way, the Kumaras came to Vaikuntha with eagerness to have darshan of the Lord. When Jai stopped, they became angry and cursed them, and then eventually repented. And then Lord came and they had darshan and they offered obeisances. As a result of that, their heart got transformed. Again, now they experience in the form of the Lord in a different way. Till now, they were only contemplating, but today, for the first time, they are actually releasing the beauty of the Supreme Lord and other things. And with a transformed heart, now they are going to offer prayers unto the Supreme Lord. The next 5 verses are the prayers offered by the 4 Kumaras. So before that, any questions from online devotees? Everything is fine?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji, Hari Bol.
Yeah, thank you. Kumara uchuhu yo antarhito hrudigato duratmanam tvam Sodaivano nainamoolamanantaradha Terheva karna vivarena guham gatona Pitranuvarnitaraha bhavadubhyavena. Any devotee from online want to read the translation, please? Quick.
The Kumaras said, Our dear Lord, you are not manifested to rascals, even though you are seated within the heart of everyone. But as far as we are concerned, we see you face to face, although you are unlimited. The statements we have heard about you from our father Brahma through the years have now been actually realized by your kind appearance. Hare Krishna.
The Kumara said, O Lord of unlimited qualities, he who resides in the heart, invisible to the sinful, today has been seen by our eyes. When your secret nature was described previously by Brahma, who was born from you, it entered our intelligence through the ears. We have heard about you from our father, and we also know that you are there as Paramatma in the heart of every living entity. Only some understand, others do not know. And that Lord is standing in front of us today. Like that they are saying. They are expressing their gratitude to the Supreme Lord. What unlimited great mercy. We have experienced the bliss of directly meeting the Lord by his mercy. We are so fortunate. Oh unlimited Lord, ocean of unlimited powers and sweetness. Oh Ananta, we are greatly fortunate today. Hare Krishna Mataji, kindly mute. Hare Krishna Mataji, kindly mute. I think we should not ask them to read that. कहाँ गया आपका? Hare Krishna. Devotees are hearing class very attentively. What can be done? Though situated in the heart, you are not visible to the sinful, but you have appeared to us today from in front of our eyes and also previously. When did I appear previously? Oh, you do not remember? When your secret nature was described by Lord Brahma, our father, it entered our intelligence through our ears. In this way, we have previously attained you. When we have first time we have heard about you from our father, we were contemplating on the description of your transcendental form and immediately made your appearance in our heart as Paramatma. But today you are in front of us. Brahma said, O my sons, O realizers of Brahman, O Brahmavadis, meeting him directly is the millions of times more blissful than realizing Brahman. Bhagavan, dark like a blue lotus, Shamavadata, with 4 strong arms, Chaturbhujam, decorated with bracelets, armbands, and earrings, with moon-like face, residing in Vaikuntha, is available by Bhakti alone. When we heard the blessings of mercy given by our father, a great devotee of the Lord, the fruits of that blessing would definitely appear in the future. We know that this meeting today with you arises from the incomparable mercy of your great devotee Lord Brahma upon us. O Lord, you do not independently give mercy to us. You are dependent on your devotees. The greatness of the mercy of your devotees cannot be described. This Kumaras are saying. It is by the mercy of your great devotee Brahma we are here today witnessing your beautiful form. Then they say, Tam Tvamidama Bhagavan Paramatma Tattvam Satvena Sampratiratim Rachayantamesham Yattenupata Viditair Dridabhakti Yoger Utgrantayo Hrudividur Munayo Viraga. O Lord, by your mercy, we now know you, the supreme form of Atma or Paramatma, who creates prema in the inhabitants of Vaikuntha, as described to us by Brahma. Impersonalist sages like us, who have given up the material world, can know in their hearts this form only by determined bhakti, which is characterized by remorse for having committed offense to your gatekeepers. Until this time we have been jnanis, but now we have become devotees. This is such a good fortune that is expressed in this verse. We now know that you are that person described by Lord Brahma. By your mercy, so they already evaluated, na? They cross-checked whatever you have heard, the same person or not. Now they are saying, yes, whatever our father told, that is you only. We have realized you since we have become Vaishnavas. Because after experiencing the fragrance coming from the lotus feet, they completely became changed. Now that we are experiencing, now we have realized you are Bhagavan. We realized previously that we were Atma, but now we realize you as the supreme Atma, Param Atma Tattvam, as situated with Brahmanohi Pratishtaham. I am the basis of Brahman. You produce prema for the inhabitants of Vaikuntha. Can Jnanis realize this form of the Lord without bhakti? Sages like us, the Kumaras, can know your supreme form only by fixed in bhakti yoga. No, otherwise not. How can one know the characteristics of bhakti yoga? It can be understood by remorse caused after we cursed your two devotees. One of the principal quality of bhakti is humility. Doing that. Sages fixed in impersonal Brahman without bhakti do not repent. Other way, the sages who are fixed in Brahmajnan, they do not repent so much. But devotees repent always. Because devotees are always told, Trunadapi Sunichena, Tarudapi Saishna, Manina Manadena, Kirtaniya Sadahari. They were always told so many times that they are always beg forgiveness, even though their mistake is not there. So in that way. See, it is not that bhakti was not there in them. They are already devotees. They are also Shakti Avashava, the Supreme Lord. But here, because we also discussed in third canto in the beginning chapters, 12th chapter, we discussed elaborately about Kumaras. Because they are the teachers of Jnana and Ashtanga Yoga, they always behave in that particular mode. A teacher should feel like that only. Na? So in that way. So they also have bhakti within the, but by teaching Jnana and Ashtanga Yoga more and more, they are like that. They became grave like that. So in that. But now again, after entering into Vaikuntha, after directly tasting the beauty of the Lord, till now they are experiencing the beauty of the Lord in the heart. Now they are experiencing in front. So will there be difference or not? Obviously. So that they are saying. Natyantikam viganayanti apite prasadam kimmanyadharpita bayam pruva unnayaiste yengatvadangri sharana bhavata kataya kirtanya tirtha yashasa kushalara sajna. Persons who have realized you do not regard attainment of impersonal liberation as your mercy. What to speak of attaining a material position like Indra, like that of Indra, which is subjected to fear caused by the Lord raising his eyebrow. Time. Having tasted the beauty from your transcendental form, people does not hanker for Brahmananda. Then what to speak of hankering for Indra's post or heaven or anything else? So like that they are saying. Oh Lord, those devotees surrendered to your lotus feet are expert knowers of rasa, derived from narrations about your great fame, which should be chanted and which purify everyone like a holy tirtha. What to speak of the bliss in meeting you directly? The bliss experienced in glorifying your pastimes is much greater than the bliss of Brahman. There is bliss of Brahman, there is bliss of hearing Krishna Katha, then bliss of seeing Krishna directly. So like that. Even hearing your Katha is much greater than Brahmananda, then what to speak of seeing you? So like that they are saying. Persons who realize you do not give regard to liberation, moksha lagutagrat, in the form of merging into Brahman as an act of your mercy. And now they say that attaining Brahman, attaining Kaivalya is not at all your mercy. It is actually punishment. Like that they say. One who experiences Bhagavad Ananda will say like that. Brahmananda is actually your punishment. Punishment from you is not your mercy. What to speak of respecting the post of Indra then, in which there is a fear caused by the Lord raising his eyebrows. Indra is always in anxiety. When this person performs tapasya, I am for my post only. Go and disturb him. So he is always in anxiety. Who are the devotees then? They are expert knowers of rasa, revealed in narrations of your pastimes. Others are not expert. Those narrations contain your qualities, nama, rupa, guna, lila, and pastimes worthy of glorifying and which purify like the holy places. Or the meaning can be, they are the knowers of rasa in narrations about you, whose glories are worthy chanting and purifying. So like that. So they are not only glorified the beauty of the Lord, they are also glorifying the narrations of the Lord, which are much superior to Brahmananda. And now further they say, it is true, Lord is saying, my devotees do not give regard to liberation, but you are now fixed in pure bhakti or in liberation. Clearly tell me. That is fine. My devotees do not give regard to Brahman. But what about you? Whom you give regard to? Vaikuntha or Brahman? Impersonal or personal aspect of the Lord? Kindly tell me what is your understanding now. So now the four Kumaras, finally they say, Kamam bhavasva vijinair nirayeshu nastat Cheto livadyadunuté padayorameta. Vachascha nastulasivadyaditengri shobha. Puryeta te gunaganairiadikarnarandra.
We pray that you let us be born in any hellish condition of life, just as long as our hearts and mind are always engaged in the service of the lotus feet. Our words are made beautiful by speaking of your activities, just as Tulsi lips are beautified when offered unto your lotus feet, as long as our ears are always filled with the chanting of your transcendental quality.
So in the previous verse, when Kumara said that the devotees are the true experience of rasa, Lord Vishnu, that is fine, but what are you up to? Then they are replying, let us remain in the hellish existence because of the sinful actions. We have offended your devotees. As a result of that, if you have to go to hell, no problem, let us go to hell. If our minds can achieve prema at your lotus feet like bees, which have not injured by the thorns as they taste the honey. If our words can remain glorious at your lotus feet like the tulasi leaves, and if our ear holes can remain filled with the hearing your qualities. My dear Lord, we made an offense. We committed an offense at the devotees, at your Vaikuntha Vasis. Even though if we have to go to hell, no problem, let us go. We'll go. We are ready to go. But kindly give us these things. What are those things? Let our minds achieve prema for your lotus feet, like the honeybees. In spite of having so many thorns in the lotus flower, rose flower, they actually go here, there, and experience the honey. So let our minds be like that, and let our words always glorify your lotus feet, and let our ears always filled with your hearing your qualities. Let our condition remain as it is in low birth because of our sinful acts. Even if we have to take birth in a low family, no problem. Let us take birth because we have committed unforgettable sin, unforgivable sin. We do not want liberation. Then what do we attain in hell by sinful acts? What do we attain by liberation indicated by the word cha? So basically they're telling that what is the need to go to liberation? And they're comparing liberation to be hell. What do we attain there? Nothing. Even though if we have to take low birth, that is fine. We don't want to go to liberation, which is like the hell. Just as bees enjoy the flowers without being pierced by the thorns, we do not consider obstacles if we enjoy the bliss of prema at your lotus feet. The honeybees, they actually go in such a way that they are not pierced by the thorns, but they experience honey. In our case, we are not asking like that. Even though we are pierced by the thorns, no problem. But make sure that we are getting honey. So like that they are saying. If it were possible to be born in hell with bhakti, then certainly hell with bhakti would be preferable to liberation. No problem. If you want us to go to hell, we'll go to hell. But if we have bhakti, we are happy to go there. Like that they are saying. Just as Tulasi does not reside elsewhere because of lack of being beautiful everywhere elsewhere, and thus remains beautiful at your feet. Our words also should be beautiful in describing the qualities of your lotus feet and should not stay elsewhere. Tulasi cannot be beautiful, cannot be looking beautiful at other places. When it is kept on the lotus feet of Supreme Lord, it becomes more beautiful. Similarly, let our words become more beautiful when they are talking about your lotus feet. Our ears should be filled with that, so that cannot enter into other topics. Our ears always should be hearing your Nama Leela, Nama Rupa Guna Leela only. Otherwise, remaining things are like filthy. Because the qualities of the Lord are without substantial form, one can never completely fill up the ear holes. If other jnanis are describing about impersonal form of the Lord, that will never fill the ears. But you, my dear Lord, you are Ananta. Your qualities are unlimited. They can fill the ears. completely. Thus, one will eternally hear those qualities. Because Lord is Ananta, one can hear the glories of the Lord for rest of eternity. The bliss of hearing, chanting, and remembering the qualities of the Lord are not available at all in liberation, in Brahman. Thus, if we happen to be born in the material world, even in low birth, that is preferable to liberation. Because even in low birth also there is a chance of hearing Krishna Katha, but it's not possible in the Brahman. Thus, it is the nature of the devotee to pray for thousands of births in the material world, even as an insect, bird, or animal, as long as there is bhakti. They are not worried about taking birth in the material world, but they are only worried about bhakti. But it, Brahman and liberation both are same. Liberation means Sajya Mukti. Here, in normal, generally in such descriptions, liberation means Sajya Mukti. That is entering into Brahman. But it is the nature of the Lord to destroy material existence, which is not sought by the devotees, and to bestow the bliss of worship, which is strongly by the devotees. So basically, when they are saying that let us take birth in the material world in a low family, no problem, thousands of times. But Lord, they say that no. Lord's nature is not like that. When somebody surrenders to Lord, Lord does not degrade them. Instead, Lord takes them to Vaikuntha and gives them the bliss of Vaikuntha. Don't be so, don't think so low about you. Lord is so compassionate that if somebody comes to him, he will offer the highest thing only, not the lowest thing. So in that way, it is being assured. And this is the last prayer offered by the Kumaras and last verse for today. Though it is time, we'll just discuss this one verse and then we'll wrap up. Pradushkrita yadidam puruhuta rupam tenesha nirvritim avapur alam drushona. Teshma idam bhagavate namaye dvidema. Yo natmanam durudayo bhagavan pratishtha. O Lord, called by the devotees, our eyes have attained bliss by seeing you who have appeared with this form. We offer respects to the Lord who appear difficult to see for those who do not serve the Lord. For those who do not serve the Lord properly, Lord darshan is very difficult. But somehow or other, by the blessings of Brahma and Narada, we have attained your darshan. Thank you. We prayed for indirect perception of you through the bliss of hearing, chanting, and remembering about you. But you have made us drink the nectar of direct association with you, though we have been offenders to your Vaikuntha Vasis. Such great tolerance is your unlimited mercy. O Lord, called by many devotees, glorified by many devotees, with names like Narayana, Vishnu, Govinda, please give us your mercy. Different devotees glorify you as Vishnu, Narayana, Govinda, Rama, Krishna, etc. We have become successful by you who revealed your form, being under the control of unlimited mercy arising from devotees calling your. Because Brahma called your name, Brahma talked about your beautiful form and your beautiful qualities. We have heard about it, and today we have come in front of you. This is all because somebody discussed about you. That is the greatness of your Krishna Katha. By that vision of your form, our eyes or our intellects have attained complete bliss. Thus, the four Kumaras offer respects by placing their four folded hands about their heads. We offer obeisance going to your lotus feet. You do not appear to those who do not have you as the object of service. Those people who do not serve your lotus feet, your darshan is not available. But for us, we don't know how much we have served you, but we followed the instruction of our father. Our father talked about you. We have heard and we are contemplating upon your beautiful form. As a result of that, today we think we got your darshan, your audience. Or you do not appear to those persons who, being devoid of you, are devoid of soul. They are like dirt. Just as the sun is difficult to see, the owls, the Lord appears difficult to see for the non-devotees. The owls, they only wake up in the night time. They sleep throughout the day. They never see the sun. For them, if you say that sun is existing, they say, what are you speaking? What sun? There is no sun. So they never saw the sun. So like that, the jnanis who always speak about the impersonal Brahman, if you say there is Bhagavan, what Bhagavan? There is no Bhagavan, only Brahman. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. Like that they say. The Kumaras are famous as being fixed in realization of Brahman and are known as the jewels in the crown among all Atmaramas. They are best of the Brahmavadis till now. But today, the four Kumaras, having tasted the beauty of the Lord, having witnessed the beautiful form of the Lord, they have lost their identity. They got new identity. Now they have become Premi Bhaktas. And their greatness as Jnanis is glorified in the Chandogya Upanishad, which says, I offer respects to Sanat Kumara, who has destroyed all defects and showed the Supreme Brahman beyond ignorance. When such sages offer prayers of this nature, one must understand the superiority of the bliss in worship of the Lord over the bliss of Brahman. When Upanishads are glorifying the four Kumaras and they are glorifying the form of the Lord, understand the transformation that took place in them. This is the beauty and greatness of the Supreme. This is the kind of transformation that takes place in the heart of the four Kumaras. Why? Because they have seen the darshan of the Supreme Lord. Lord's darshan is so transforming. Anyone and everyone gets transformed by looking at the Supreme Lord. Even Dhruva Maharaj also came to forest to perform austerities to get a place superior to that of Brahma. But when he had darshan of the Lord, he said, I am satisfied with your darshan. I don't want anything else. What was that verse? Swamin Kurtartosmi Varamne Ache. उसके पहले लाइन क्या था? तो अब लोग फ्रांस में चले गए. English नहीं, Sanskrit. So it is like that. Dhruva Maharaj, who was looking for the place, Stana Bilashi Tapato Situgam. I came to the forest in order to get a sthana superior to that of Brahma. Padam Tribu Notkrushtam Jigisho Sadhu Vartmami. He told Narada Muni, please tell me, I want to get a place which is superior to three lokas, which no one attained till now. I want to get it. And he says, Stana Bilashi Tapata Sitokim. Tvam Praptavan Deva Munindra Guyam. But I obtained you, who is not obtained by the Devatas, Munindras. You are very secret for them. Because they are always running after Brahman. But I have got you, your transcendental form. Swamin Kritartosmi Varamne Acha. My dear Lord, I am completely satisfied by looking at your transcendental form. I don't want any more blessings. The sthana for which I was looking for, now I don't want. Please don't give me that. This is the transformation will take place when one has the darshan of the Supreme Lord. So one should be eager to obtain that darshan of the Supreme Lord. That is the essence of this chapter. So it is like that. Okay. Hare Krishna. Devotees online. Okay. Everything is fine. You are able to follow till now. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, I have one
हाँ,
question.
हाँ,
प्रभुजी ये चार कुमार जो थे वो ब्रह्मवादी थे, तो
हाँ.
कौन से कुमार किसको कौन से योग को रिप्रेजेंट करते थे?
You please see the 12th chapter notes. 12th chapter of the third canto notes में सब कुछ clearly था. You please see that.
Okay.
They
Yeah,
actually
okay.
the teachers of the four angas of Vidya. Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Tapasya and Vairagya.
Okay.
Who is teaching what? I also don't remember. You please see the 12th chapter notes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much for staying late. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki,
Jai.
Ananta Koti Vaishnava Bhakta Vrinda ki. Jai.
Jai.
So
Jai
next
Prabhu.
week,
हाँ.
Next week I am not in Mumbai.